South State, Your Excellencies, the ministers of South State, Your Excellency, the former governors of South State, Your Excellencies, the former ministers of South State, Your Excellency, the Minister of Finance that has made the women proud. Your Excellencies, the coordinators of that in all the South States. We, the women of South State, we are here to tell Nigerians that we have a son that the whole of Nigeria cannot compete with. We have a son that approved himself. We have a son that has made Nigerian women proud. The only president that has ever appointed women into very relevant positions. For the first time, we have women in very highly exalted position in Nigeria. It's the only president that appointed 13 ministers in the Federal Executive Council. For the first time in history, the President, Goodluck Jonathan, is the only president has ever recognized women in the past national conference. The women number was 96 in the conference. In the past, we used to have 2 members in the conferences, or 3 female members in the conferences. But today, we are standing here to declare to Nigerian women, arise and support our son, because he has made us proud. He has made us proud. Our own son, we are calling on you, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, arise! 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 And come and run for 2015!
Thank you very much. A round of applause. It's my pleasure to invite another eminent son of Nigeria, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Youth and Student Matters, Honorable Jude Imagwe, to address us on behalf of the youth.
Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan made a promise to change the status quo by giving women the deserving opportunity to head key positions in the political and economic spheres of the country. Consequently, he broke gender barriers by appointing women to key positions in government, including the first female Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Aloma Mukhtar. Also, the new President of the Court of Appeal of Nigeria, Justice Zainab Bolkachua. Also, female ministers for very important ministries such as Ministry of Finance, the Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Dezani Alison Madueke. Ministry of Communication Technology, Mrs. Omobola Johnson. Minister of State of the Federal Capital Territory, Ms. Olajumoke Akinjide. Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Professor Mrs. Viola Onwuliri. Ministry of Water Resources, Mrs. Sarah Ochekwe. Ministry of Land, Housing and Urban Development, Mrs. Akon Eyakeni. Minister of State, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Hajia Asabe Ahmed. Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Hajia Zainab Meina. Ministry of Environment, Mrs. Laurentia Laraba Malam. Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission in Nigeria, Aruma Ote. And these women have performed very well. Indeed, the President Goodluck Jonathan administration is the only administration in the history of Nigeria that has scored very high marks on the empowerment of women in Nigeria.
This message is brought to you courtesy Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. Down for One Vision, Nigeria.
Your Excellencies present here with us, ministers, fathers and mothers, may I first respectfully commend the organizers and the conveners of this gathering, those that have brought to the Nigerian people the achievement of my father, your father, our father. But in the tradition that we know, and we know that youth rules the world, students guides the world. So let me respectfully greet my brothers and sisters in our culture. Greatest Nigerian students! That one is too weak. The enemies will not be threatened. Greatest Nigerian students! Greatest Nigerian youth! Greatest Bagba! Fundamental Bigby! Articulate Gigi! I want to yarn. I want to inform. I want to educate. I want to deposit. I want to articulate. I want to accelerate. I want to vibrate. I want to accelerate. I want to elevate. Let me transform. I bring you greetings today, my brothers and sisters. Everybody that had climbed on this stage, and those that will continue to climb on this stage, and in the stages across the country, they will tell you that Mr. President has transformed the country. If they tell you Mr. President has expanded our roads, Mr. President has transformed our roads, they end there without telling you that in the transformation and the expansion of our roads, death traps have been reduced. Our young people now stay alive to go to school and search for jobs. It is not that our drivers have learned another tactics, but it is because the roads have been made comfortable for them. If they tell you Nigeria has risen from where it was yesterday in the benchmark of the economy, it is because the president is ensuring and committed to bring a new Nigeria and dream a new Nigeria. But there is one thing they have not told you who the president is. My own elementary requirement of common reasoning have told me that the president is the father of a new Nigeria. A new Nigeria in the sense that Mr. President, under his watch, has given power back to the people. And democracy is about the people. In all the elections that have been conducted under Mr. President, the people have been allowed to decide. And that is who Mr. President is. That is what Mr. President is. And that is what Nigerians demand. They have gathered and they have said that things are not working. But let me tell you, if things are not working, our airport will not have been able to track down the terrorists that was to bring Ebola into Nigerian community. It is because we have a system that is working, a functional system. The desires of the enemy was to defeat us. But light must always superintend over darkness. Good must always defeat evil. And life at all times must reject death. The heroes of the past have bequeathed a great nation into our hands. The light must not break. The bomb must not be destroyed. We must keep rising because Nigeria itself will not stop moving. Every challenge has got an expiring date.